Well, thank you, Scott and Ben, for inviting us here to speak to your students. A lot of these faces in the crowd are familiar to me, and I appreciate you guys wanting to understand the political process more. I'm thrilled to be here today because they say students learn best by doing. And you have a great opportunity to learn more about the political process and public policy by doing. So I hope no one will be shy about asking questions today. Between his time in the classroom and his coaching on the football field, I imagine most of you already know Mr. McGee. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a Nebraska native who's lived in Waukee for 17 years. My wife and I have 2 sons, Tanner and Brady. I suspect most of you, but maybe not all of you, know Brady. I work for MediaCom, and I served for 2 4-year terms on the city council before being elected to my first of 2 consecutive terms as mayor. Mr. McGee and I have been out campaigning door to door for months now, and we may disagree about a number of things, but I think it's fair to say that we will both be happy to see Election Day come and November 3rd be done. That's because we've both been working very hard to meet as many voters as possible, in addition to running our day jobs and keeping up with our families. So running for office, no matter what your views, requires commitment and sacrifice. That's why I respect anyone who puts himself up for the elected office. I think Mr. McGee would also agree with me that you have to have pretty thick skin sometimes to run for public office. That's because whenever you run for office, and especially if you serve in office, one thing you can count on, and that's someone's going to criticize you. That's okay, as far as I'm concerned, because you have to do something, concerned because anytime you do something, someone has an opinion about it. I've served on the council and as mayor because I believe it's important for everyone to give back to their community. Okay. And in this election, I didn't realize it was that strict. Jeez Louise, I can't say hello under a minute, but all right. Since the time that I've been being mayor, we've expanded our police and fire and EMS service. We've started the Alice's Road Corridor project in connection to I-80 that gives us all access that companies want and need to locate here. We've added trails and other recreational opportunities through our comprehensive plan, and we set a very clear direction for our future. We've done that all without raising property taxes for 10 years. The reason I'm running for another term is because I want to keep us moving with the Alice's Road project to bring existing businesses to town and to keep our downtown master plan moving in the right direction. I want to build on the early successes of the Waukee Leadership Institute. I want to keep working to continue to make city services more efficient and responsive to the public needs. I want to make sure we're anticipating and fulfilling all the Waukee public safety needs. I want to expand our recreational opportunities. I want to keep great things going by building on 10 consecutive years without a single property tax increase. And I want to continue to always respond to the people of our communities. I won't rest on success, but I'll continue to build on our momentum. That's why I'm running again for mayor. So if any one of you are eligible to vote on November 3rd, I ask that you vote for me. If you cannot vote, I ask that you tell your parents, if you're impressed, to come out and vote on November 3rd, and I thank you for your time.
All right, I wasn't expecting to be as nervous as I am right now, so I want to give you guys a couple of options. I can do a poem or entertainment break.
Entertainment break.
Welcome to change. Actually, I just want obviously a lot of you know who I am. Isaiah McGee, teach economics, teach government last year. I'm not teaching that this year. Went part-time this year to kind of focus on this campaign and hopefully what will happen after November 3rd. But I don't know if everyone knows a little bit about my story, about my past and how I got here. I was born and raised in California, born and raised in the Los Angeles area, in a pretty tough neighborhood, pretty troubled neighborhood. I wasn't necessarily one of the ones to get into trouble, but I saw it going on. I was kind of on the edges, on the fringes. And from time to time, I was getting brought into some of those things, and people would say, well, you need to kind of straighten your life up. So when the opportunity came for me to get away from it all, I took the opportunity to come out to Iowa and go to college. I went to Cornell College out in eastern Iowa, where I played football and I wrestled. And that experience taught me a lot. It taught me a lot just about looking at what may seem like there are different barriers are really opportunities. And a lot of times, if you just kind of stand up to something, you may think, well, I can't do this, I can't, there's no way I can get past this. But in reality, if you're willing to work hard enough, if you're willing to really seek for a long-term goal, then this actually becomes an opportunity. And that's what Iowa has done for me. So as soon as I recognize that, that's something that I wanted to give back. And that's the lesson that I've spent my entire life so far, are really trying to teach other people. That's why I'm a teacher. That's why I'm a coach, because I see a lot of potential in a lot of things that we do as individuals, as people, as communities, but I don't necessarily always see us really fulfilling or meeting that full potential. And that's how I got involved in city government. Now, sitting back, it's about 5 years ago actually, I was sitting back, we had just moved to the community, and there's some things that were going on in the community that I wasn't very happy with, and I was like, gosh, I just feel like Waukee can be such a great place. And it was a good place, no doubt about that, but it's always still a difference between being good and being great, and I want us to be great. And I feel like we live in the greatest country on the face of this planet. I think we live in the greatest state in the United States, but I also think that Waukee can be the greatest city in this state, which means I want to be in the best place ever. And so when I see the different things that we're doing, yes, we're doing good things, but I want to see us do great things. I want to see us where everyone says, wow. And I know some of you live in Clyde, some of you live in Urbandale, some of you live in West Des Moines. And sometimes I go into some of these other communities and I see some of the businesses that they have. I see some of the jobs that they create. I see some of the recreational opportunities that they have. And I say, we should be able to have that, because this place is great. And I see how the school district has been able to bring all 4 different communities together under one solid idea, this We Are Waukee model. And I want the same thing for my city individually as well. So that's what inspires me to be here today, and I'll say the same thing. If those of you who are eligible to vote, please vote for me. For those of you who are not, please tell your parents to vote for me. Thank you.